Now this season, a lot of us was excited when Kemba Walker came back home to NYC to see him play in the Garden, and just, the smiles and just the overall feeling that almost all of us have growing up in New York City, dreaming of playing in Madison Square Garden. And it's very unfortunate because this season, for what he does really well, which is the three-point shooting, we exactly don't really need that right now from Kemba. We need him to facilitate the offense, to create for others, and just right now, it's looking like he's not going to be a good fit for the Knicks, whether he's in the starting lineup or even if he comes off the bench. Either or, it's not going to work, and we're beginning to understand why, when Tibbs had first benched Kemba Walker early in the season, why he said he was completely out of the rotation. First of all, Kemba Walker in his first 27 games has only gone over 5 assists 3 times. So he's not even running the offense. He's mostly shooting good from 3. He's about 40%, which is really good, but just because he's doing good in that category doesn't mean it's a good fit for the team. That's not his role in the squad. And the incision of him into that starting lineup has been creating a confusion in the pecking order since day one. And this was a great topic that we discussed on my live show, 8th Avenue Conversations. No shame plug. You guys could definitely check it out and participate in the show when we go live. But definitely there's a confusion in the pecking order and started in the beginning of the season, and it's affecting RJ and Randall's game. And now we're beginning to see RJ kind of get back in his stride and start taking over and becoming that 1A guy, because we could see in RJ's month of November, it was just a major slump, especially for a guy that was drafted number 3 overall. And we've seen Julius Randle at times look clunky himself, because not only he's dealing with the Knicks not having offensive threat at the center position, so that allows other teams to crowd up the lane and block him from getting there, but he's also dealing with Kemba Walker not really setting him up. I mean, Randle for the season has more assists than Kemba Walker. Once again, out of Kemba Walker's first 27 games, he's only had more than 5 assists 3 times. So not only he's not facilitating the offense, defensively, especially in transition, Kemba's a liability. And the Knicks overall as a squad is sitting at the very bottom at transition defense. But this Kemba situation does have a domino effect, both positive and negative. The positive side is that Quickley has been stepping up, and we've been seeing it. He's been making plays, he's been penetrating, getting great assists, and it's very noticeable. And his defense has been up, especially in the perimeter, which is very surprising. So Quickley has definitely taken advantage of some of these minutes that are trickling down coming from Kemba. And of course, the negative side, which completely outweighs the positive side, is that it's creating holes in the starting lineup. See, when Tibbs has to now replace Burks for Kemba, he's now putting Burks in a new position that's sort of way above his pay grade. You see, Burks, he flourishes when he has to come off the bench and have to create new offense. He's not that guy that's going to be in the starting lineup trying to get guys assists and other guys going. Burks right now is playing out of his place, and it's very noticeable midway through the season now. And finally, the biggest domino effect of this whole Kemba Walker dilemma is the inconsistent play going from quarter to quarter. And we see it play out with the poor performances, particularly in the first quarter and in the third quarter, which has to allow Quickley to come in the second quarter and create that spark. Same thing for the fourth quarter, all these fourth quarter comebacks. And we've seen it play out really well when Kemba recently just made his comeback against the T-Wolves, which he only got 4 assists. The ball movement was kind of clunky once again, and the same thing played out against the Pelicans. Julius Randle looked completely stuck in that game, but Kemba Walker only had 2 assists. And of course, the very next game, the Knicks played against the Clippers, and just forget about the Clippers not having Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. Look at the ball movement. Guys were getting up shots and scoring according to the flow of the game. Nothing looked forced. RJ and Randle were cooking at the same time, and if you see all the buckets that they were getting, it was in stride. It didn't look like the Russell Westbrook show, which is, it's your turn, it's my turn. It didn't look like that. Everything was flowing in one smooth transition, and I think it's so noticeable now that Tibbs has no choice but to make the adjustments, and we've seen it play out in our most recent matchup against the Cavs. Once again, a horrible first quarter and third quarter where Quickley got in there, and not only did he have more assists than Kemba, he actually played the whole fourth quarter while Kemba and Evan Fournier were on the bench. The situation is very unfortunate, but this Kemba thing is just not going to work out. Not only his knee is not consistent, the team offensively is just not consistent with him on the court. particularly the team stars, which is RJ and Julius Randle. And hopefully the politics do not come too much into play here, where they're trying to get Kemba Walker starter minutes just so they can increase his trade value so they can get something back for him. Because that's a dilemma in itself. I don't see the Knicks being able to get anything valuable or even decent for Kemba Walker, not even from a championship-bound team. So this could begin to start getting ugly because Kemba Walker is looking like he could possibly get a lot of DNPs going forward. And I would hate to see the hometown kid go through this. But at the end of the day, we took a gamble on you. 2 other teams did not see the value in having you there, especially OKC doing a buyout when that team normally do not do buyouts. They're very conservative when it comes to money. The Knicks took a gamble and they got to live with it. I think it was a very good calculated gamble because it didn't cost us that much. But at the end of the day, we all understand that the New York media, especially the ones that hate James Dolan, aka the Daily News, they're gonna go ham on the Knicks about this Kemba Walker DNP/benching. But no player is bigger than the logo, and it's gonna cost you the investment you made in RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how they handle the next 2 years with Kemba Walker. Being that his contract is guaranteed, I smell a lot of DNPs coming forward and a very awkward ending.